Hi everyone. So I sent the tut in the WhatsApp group, people. Can you all download it? Quickly download it, people. I'll share it in the Zoom chat as well. So download it and save it. Download it and save it. Okay. So give me a confirmation with the thumbs up, people. Give me a confirmation with the thumbs up. Use the thumbs up reaction and give me a confirmation. Done. Downloaded. Yes. Cool. Okay, so let's start the unit. Unit number 15, marginal costing, break-even analysis. And there is another name for this particular unit, people. We can call it as unit 15. One name, people, marginal costing. Certain people, they use the word marginal costing. Certain people, they use the word break-even analysis. Break-even analysis. Certain people, they use the word cost volume, cost volume, profit, cost volume profit analysis. So all the names are used for this particular unit. Ahmad, yes, 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 yes. All three names are used for this particular unit, people. So if you take this particular unit, generally in your A-level paper, it is getting tested for like 28 marks. How the 28 marks is? For the paper one, generally you will be getting two questions. Two questions, each question 4 marks. Each question 4 marks. So here 8 marks. 8 marks. And for your paper 2, you will be getting a 20 mark question. A 20 mark question. One question, people. So altogether for this particular unit, people, in your A-level paper, you will be getting 28 marks. So 28 marks means, as a percentage, how much is that? 28. Let me calculate. 28 divided by 440. It's almost 6% of the A-level paper. Almost 6% of the A-level paper. Almost 6% of the A-level paper. Right. So, important unit. Why 440? Because your A-level paper is 440 mark paper, no? A-level paper is 440 mark paper. Out of that, you will be writing only for 400 marks. 40 marks, you can skip it. Fine. So, quickly write down this heading, people. Write all three names. Unit 15. Bring. Soon. Track book. Quickly write all three names. Where? Why? Then look up and wait. Come. After the class. Okay. So people, as I told you, 28 marks, 6% of the paper. 6% is significant. If you understand the unit properly, getting marks for this particular unit is not difficult. Okay. So I'll explain this entire unit using a one single story. I'm going to explain the entire unit using a one single story. So your purpose should be today very simple. Somehow by focusing for these 4 hours, I'm going to secure this 28 marks. That's your target. I'm going to focus properly, 100% focus, perfect focus, laser focus for 4 hours. 28 marks of the A-level paper will be sorted. That should be your target today. Okay. So keep that target, be focused, be active, and get the complete learning of this particular unit. Heading itself is a learning. Because sometimes in your A-level paper, they can ask by referring marginal costing. They can ask by referring break-even analysis. They can ask the question by referring for cost volume profit analysis. So every word is used for the content which is there in unit number 15. Understand that first. Okay. So as I told you, I'll explain this complete unit using a story. Yeah? So write this, people. Write this. Mr. A. Mr. A. Write it. Write it. Start to write, people. Mr. A. Selling laptops by importing it from Dubai. Importing it from Dubai. Heading. Marginal costing, break-even analysis, cost volume profit analysis. Marginal costing, break-even analysis, cost volume profit analysis. Mr. A selling laptops by importing it from Dubai. Selling price of each laptop rupees 100,000. Rupees 100,000. Cost of each laptop rupees 60,000. Rupees 60,000. Okay. Now you look at this scene. Mr. A, what he is doing? Now you got to bloody answer. If you are not answering, you will not understand. He is importing laptops from Dubai. Yeah? So what is the cost of each laptop? 60,000. What's the selling price of each laptop? 100,000. Then you tell me, people, when he sell each laptop, what is the net benefit that he is getting to his pocket? What is the net benefit? We'll assume you are getting the laptops on credit basis. So you will sell for 100,000. But you have to settle your supplier, right? How much you have to pay to the supplier? 60,000. Then what? People, when you are sending messages, it's better to send it to the main chat itself. Because මේ ළමයි 50කකින් මැසේජ් එක එකපාර මට පර්සනල් එද්දී අවුල් යනවා මට බලන්න අමාරු. It is difficult for me. So directly send it to the main chat. It's easy. Then others also can see your answers. Then they can get the learning from that. So from each laptop, he is getting a net benefit of how much? 40,000. He is getting a net benefit of 40,000. Okay. So before getting into this one, people, I want you all to get a idea about the total variable cost. What is the variable cost that we studied, people, if not the total variable cost? In unit number 14, we studied. It is the cost which is varying when the activity level changes. If the cost is varying when the activity level changes, that is the variable cost. If the cost is not varying when the activity level changes, it is the fixed cost. So we'll write that note also, people. We'll write that note also somewhere, write down just as a note in your tutor, somewhere just write down as a note, people. Just write it down. When activity level changes, if the total cost, if the total cost or total value, if the total value is changing, it is called as variable. Next point, when activity level changes, if the total value, you tell me, people, if total value is, tell me, if total value is not changing, if total value is not changing, it is called as what? Tell me. Kiyapamba? Fixed. It is called as fixed. It is called as fixed. Okay. Then you tell me, people, in this question or in this story, I told I am going to narrate a story. When we are done with the entire story, people, you will be having the complete knowledge of this particular unit. Okay. So you have to write the story. I have not given the story in the tute. I am not going to refer the tute today. I am going to refer the tute when I am doing maybe the past paper questions. Okay. So I am going to do the entire unit using my questions directly without referring the tute. So you tell me, people, in this example, cost of each laptop is there, no? It's a fixed one, no variable one. Oh, laptop cost is fixed cost or variable cost? Think and tell me. It's a fixed cost or variable cost. When you buy one laptop, cost is 60,000. When you buy two laptops, cost is 120,000. When you buy three laptops, cost is 180,000. When you buy four laptops, cost is 240,000. Ehena, when the number of laptops changes, total cost is changing. Then laptop cost is a variable kind of cost or fixed kind of a cost? Variable kind of a cost. There another. So that's why I highlighted what is this. If the total value is changing, If the total value is changing, it is called as what? Variable. This is something that we studied in unit number 14. Na? Okay. So when you buy 5 laptops, your cost is 300,000. When you buy 6 laptops, your cost is 360,000. So when the activity level, that means number of laptop changes, cost also change. So here people write down now. Here write down. This is a variable kind of cost. Okay. Now take a different color. Take a different color. Take a different color. When Mr. A sells a laptop, he is getting a net benefit of rupees 40,000 from each Shakib, from each laptop. When Mr. A sells a laptop, he is getting a net benefit of 40,000 from each laptop. So for this 40,000 net benefit that he is getting from each laptop people, we are giving a special name. We are giving a special name for that. What is that? Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Now in this example, in this story, rupees 100,000 is the selling price. Yes or no? Rupees 100,000 is the selling price. Selling price per unit. Rupees 60,000 is what, people? Rupees 60,000 is the variable cost per unit. Then here you are getting a net benefit of rupees 40,000. For this rupees 40,000 people, we are giving a name. Anyone? No. It's not profit. We will call this one as we are doing management accounting, Sanuli. Okay? We will call this one as contribution. Contribution per unit. Write down. Quickly write down. Then now everyone tell me the first learning that you got. Now we got a one learning from the story. How to find the contribution per unit? Everyone tell me. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Okay. I'll come. Story little by little only I will build. So write it. ටග්ගල් ලිය. අද ලියන්න ඕනේ. අද ලියලියම ඉන්න ඕනේ. කතන්දරේ අද සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ලියන. අද නෝට් එක ලියවනවා. එන්ටයර් නෝට් එකම ලියවනවා අද. Okay. Now listen. Now again I am going to the blue pen. Listen, understand and do. Mr. A is having a total monthly fixed cost of rupees 200,000. Think, everyone tell me. When Mr. A sells every laptop, what is the benefit for his pocket? 40,000. When he is doing a laptop business, will he have only the laptop cost? He will have rent. He will have staff salaries. Okay. So these kind of expenses are also there with him. He should cover those expenses. No? So I am asking you, for a month, if he is having these kind of rent expense, staff salaries, the fixed expenses, 200,000. To cover this 200,000, how many laptops that he should sell? හොඳට හිතන්න ඕනේ. හොඳට හිතලා කියන්න ඕනේ. To cover this 200,000, how many laptops he should sell? 5 laptops. Why is that? Every laptop is net benefit that he is getting for his pocket is only how much? 40,000 niba. 100,000 world vikkata, he will sell it for 100,000. But 60,000 he should send it to Dubai, no? To the supplier. Then for his pocket, how much he is getting? Only 40,000. That 40,000 that he is getting, he can't take it home. First, what he should do? Cover the rent, cover the staff salaries. So to cover these rents and to cover these staff salaries, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000. How many laptops he should sell? 5 laptops. He should sell 5 laptops. That means understand, once he sell 5 laptops and once he settle all the staff salaries and the rent and all these fixed costs, everything settled. Yes or no? Yes or no? That means his profit is 0. That means his profit is 0. තේරෙනවද සීන් එක? So ලියමුකෝ එකක්. Red pen එකේ. We'll write that story from the red pen now. From each laptop, as he is getting a net benefit of rupees 40,000 to cover the total, to cover the monthly total fixed cost, he should sell 5 laptops. He should sell 5 laptops. He should sell 5 laptops. From each laptop, as he is getting a net benefit, which is the contribution. Which is the contribution. Contribution of rupees 40,000 to cover the monthly total fixed cost, he should sell 5 laptops. He should sell 5 laptops. That means, people, once he sells 5 laptops, all the burdens are done. Profits are 0. For that 5 laptops, there is a name. Correct. online. For the 5 laptops that he should sell to cover all the cost, to make the profit 0. The 5 laptops that he should sell. We will call it as, so online people, you all can see the message. We will call it as not break even point. Hariyatama kiyana nang oka break even point number of units. Break even point number of units. That means break even point means what, people? For you to have a 0 profit. That is break even point number of units, people. For you to have 0 profits, how many units you should sell? That means for you to cover all the cost, how many units you should sell? For you to have 0 loss, how many units you should sell? ඔක්කොම එකයිනේ බං, තුනම එකයිනේ. For you to have 0 profits, for you to have 0 loss, for you to cover all the cost, තුනම එකයි. All 3 are same thing. How many units you should sell? 5 units. That is the break-even point units. Then people, based on that, we'll construct a formula now. Now let's get the second learning. Construct the second formula. Break-even point units equals. So how did you calculate that 500,000 people? To cover the 200,000 from each laptop, you are getting 40,000 benefit. So you divided 200,000 from 40,000. Yes or no? So you divided the total fixed cost from the contribution per unit. Contribution per unit. So 200,000, you divided it by 40,000. So you got the answer of 5 units. You got the answer of 5 units. So I didn't give you the formula and I didn't explain you. You see, after explaining, using the explanation, people, we are constructing a formula. So we got the second learning also. We got the second learning also. Okay. So what are the 2 learnings that we got, people? Fine. Break-even point quantity, break-even point units, anything is fine. Now get that base idea. Get that base idea, okay? Break-even point units, break-even point quantity. ඔක්කොම එකයි. හරිද? Fine. So 2 learnings we got, people. Tell me the first learning, how to find the contribution per unit. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. What is the second learning that we got, people? How to find the break-even point units or the quantity. How to find it, people? Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. Okay. Now it's like this, people. You want to make 0 profits, no losses. You want to cover all the cost. For your sales staff, this is how now you are deciding the target. You are telling the sales staff, look here. Muna magulak hari kalla, you have to sell 5 units somehow. Then you know you will not make any losses. Then you know you will not make any losses. 0 loss, 0 profits, all the cost is covered. If they sell 4 units loss, 3 units loss, 6 units profit. After the break even, everything profit. Okay. Now these buggers are selling 5 units. Salespeople, if they change the selling price for 95,000, now they are telling the customers, customer CSE, now you gave the target only unit target. You gave only unit target. මොකක්ද කරන්නේ 5 units නේ boss විකුණන්න ඕනේ. Okay boss, buy වෙන්න එපා. I'll sell 5 units. Boss, you are telling to sell 5 units? No, don't worry. I will sell 5 units. Now what he is doing? He is going and selling it for 95,000. Fail staff, no? If not, he is going and selling for 99,000. Now what will happen? Still you will make losses. Still you will make losses. He can't change the selling price. No? We'll assume he is changing the selling price for 90,000. Then contribution per unit will be only 30,000. 30,000 into 5 laptops means only 150,000 money you will have to settle the fixed cost. No money. So they can't change the selling price. So these are learnings for you. So when you are communicating a target people, don't just communicate the number of units. Sales malli, unit pahai, from the 5 units you generate me 5 lakhs. That's all. Yes or no? You sell 5 units. By selling 5 units, you generate me 5 lakh sales. So don't ever communicate only the number of units. If you communicate only the number of units, units Bugger will sell 5 units and bring it to you. But if we change the selling price. So with that, communicate the sales target also, sales value also. Puta, 5 units and 500,000 rupees. Then only you will make 0 profits. So now we'll write that note, people. We'll write that note. If Mr. A sells 5 units, he should be able to generate a total sale of rupees 500,000. 500,000. So that 500,000 people, how did we calculate? Break even point quantity into the selling price per unit. It is the break even point value. We'll call it as value. Break even point value. Five units into 100,000. Then here 500,000. 500,000. Yes, yes. Double dot. Yes. Okay. So people, 3 learnings. What are the 3 learnings? Tell me. First one, contribution per unit. How to calculate the contribution per unit? Everyone tell me. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Second one, tell me people, break-even point quantity. How to calculate it? Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. Third one, people, break-even point, the sales value or the value. How to calculate it, people? Break-even point quantity into the selling price per unit. Okay. So now you look at this. I am going to show the marginal costing statement of profit or loss or income statement කියලා දාමු. ඉසිනේ. Marginal costing income statement. Look at this. Look at this. So this is a learning for you. This is a management accounting one. Not a financial accounting one. It's a management accounting. How to prepare the income statement? We'll be taking the total sales. From the total sales, people, we will be deducting total variable cost. Total variable cost. Then you tell me what is this? So yeah, Huda. So regarding ACC, you send me a text message. I'll tell. From 2027 June. From the total sale, if you deduct the total variable cost, what is this? You should be able to tell. From the selling price per unit, if you deduct the variable cost per unit, you are getting the contribution per unit. Then what is this? From the total sales, if you deduct the total variable cost, what are you getting? Total contribution. Total contribution. Selling price per unit taking, once you deduct the variable cost per unit, you are getting the contribution per unit. So this is everything per unit. Here I am writing everything for the total. From the total sales, once you deduct the total variable cost, you will get the total contribution. Total contribution. So look at this. Look at this. We'll assume the sales are there 100,000 sales. Total cost is there, we'll assume 80,000. From the sales, once you minus the total cost, you are getting the profit. Profit is how much? 20,000. Okay, finish. What? 10? 20,000. Okay. So total cost means it's a combination of the total variable cost and total fixed cost. So total variable cost will assume maybe 50,000. So we'll take 60,000. Total variable cost 60,000. Total fixed cost 20,000. So total cost 80,000. So what I am doing, people, same statement, I am elaborating it further a little bit. From the sales, 100,000. I am deducting the total variable cost. Only the total variable cost. Only the total variable cost I am deducting. Variable cost is how much? 60. Then here, what's the name for this 40,000 people? What's the name that we are giving for the 40,000? Total contribution. Echarai add-on nega. From that, I am deducting the total fixed cost. How much is the total fixed cost? 20,000. Then here I am getting the profit. Profit is how much? 20,000. Okay. So the sales minus total cost profit kilo, you know it. What is the add-on part, people? From the sales, without deducting all the cost, I deducted only the variable cost. So from the sales, once you deduct only the variable cost, what is that, people? Total contribution. A new name for you. Total contribution. Okay. So we'll forget about this one, will you? Make a unknown. No need to write this. No need. This is just for explanation purpose. So from this, I am deducting the total fixed cost. Then I am getting the profits. Look at this. Look at this. Now in this Mr. A's example, we are selling laptops. Yes or no? What did I tell you? Malli laptops, 5 laptops, 5 units. Each unit at a price of 100,000. Then what's the total sales, people? 500,000. So if you are selling 5 laptops, how many laptops you have to purchase? 5, no, 5 units. So what is the cost? 60,000. Then here how much is that? 300,000. Then what's the value that you are getting over here? 200,000. So can you take the 200,000 home? That means, people, here from each laptop you are getting the 40,000. Likewise 5 units. Yes or no? Hey, money. Now in your pocket you have 200,000. First laptop sold 40,000. Second laptop sold 40,000. Third laptop sold 40,000. Fourth laptop sold 40,000. Fifth laptop sold 40,000. In your pocket how much is there? 200,000 is there. Can you take it home? You can't take it home. Why is that? Salary gewanne police inde. Rent එක gewanne kawuda? You have to pay this, no? Yes or no? So from that 200,000, you have to settle the fixed cost. Profits are how much? Then I confirmed my answer. I told you, once you sell 5 units and sales 500,000, they come important. No? Selling only 5 units not enough. If your sale is not 500,000, you will make losses. Once you sell 5 units with a sale of 500,000, your profits are 0. So now I know I should sell 5 units. By selling 5 units, I should generate a sale of how much? 500,000. Then my profits will be 0. All the cost will be covered. Losses also 0. So 5 units is what, people, everyone tell me, that is the break-even point, units or the quantity. 500,000 is what, people? Break-even point, sales value. ඒ හින්දා තමයි ඔය break even point එකට දෙකම බලන්නේ අපි. Why quantity and sales value both? Because having only the quantity target not enough. Bugger will sell 5 units if we generate only 300,000 sale. If we generate only 450,000 sale, we will make losses. 5 units and 500,000 sales he should generate. Finish it. Finish the marginal costing income statement. Finish the marginal costing income statement. No need to write this one. No? The cut part not required to write. Break-even point. This is the quantity. This is the value. Yes. Will be provided. Online people, once you all are done, post a letter D in the chat box. D. Post a letter D in the chat box. Hare, send it to the main chat, people. Are you all writing when I'm explaining? අනේ මන්ද මේ කියපු ගමන් එහා පැත්තේ D එක දාන්න නැත්තම් මම ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් ගන්නවත් දන්නේ නැහැ නේ. Screenshot ගන්න ඇති. Ahmad, how to stop annotation for others will disable it. No. Disable annotation for others. Yes, Lameo will be provided. Don't worry. Okay, next learning that we got, people. Everyone, tell me the format of the marginal cost in income statement. Okay. What's the format? Total sales minus the total variable cost is equal to the total contribution minus the total fixed cost is the profits. Now, from this marginal cost in income statement, people, we can get some learnings. So we'll write this note first. Break even point. Break even point is the point. Lihat nih. Where business or project will have no profit, no loss. Simple English. Break even point is the point where business or the project will have no profit, no loss. At break even point, I'm going to give you some important learnings. At break even point, first point, profits or losses equals 0. Now you look, people, in this question. You look at this. How much is the total contribution? Tell me. In this question, how much is the total contribution? Yepamba? Louder. 200,000. How much is the total fixed cost? Then what's the learning that you can get from there? At break-even point, total contribution and total fixed cost is same, equal. Clear? Second point, at break-even point number 2, total contribution is equal to the total fixed cost. Okay. How much is the total sales? 500,000. Listen my question carefully. How much is the total cost? Total cost means combination of fixed and variable. Fixed cost 300,000. Sorry, variable cost 300,000. Fixed cost 200,000. Total cost is 500,000. Sales 500,000. Total cost is 500,000. Profit 0 in එතකොටනේ. Profit 0 will be, you will get the 0 profits when the total sales are equal to the total cost. So sales also 500,000. Total cost also 500,000. Total Sales equals total cost. Total cost inside the brackets, I'll write total variable cost plus total fixed cost. So after this, people leave like another 2 lines because I have to give you another couple of points. So don't write it under these people. Leave like another 2 lines. We'll come to this part. Okay. Okay, let's come to the story again. Mr. A is selling what? Laptops. Each laptop how much? 100,000. Selling price. Cost is how much? 60,000. What's the contribution? 40,000. To cover the fixed cost and all the cost, how many laptops he should sell people? 5 laptops. Now we'll assume after covering all the cost. So to cover all the cost, he needs 5 laptops. Bugger needs some profits. Once you sell 5 laptops with the sales value 500,000, profits are 0. No? Bugger needs some profits to take home. Bugger needs 80,000 profits. Bugger needs 80,000 profits. Extra how many laptops he should sell? Think and tell me. Yeah? Bugger needs 80,000 profits to take home. Minihat only. Mr. A needs. Once you sell 5 laptops, all the company cost is everything is covered. Profit is 0. Now Bugger needs extra 80,000 for him, for his pocket and take it home. Extra how many laptops he should sell? Extra 2 laptops. That means 5 extra 2 altogether. Once he sells 7 laptops, company profit will be 80,000. Balamu. Once he sells 7 laptops, 5 extra 2. Once he sells 7 laptops, company profit will be 80,000. Let's see. I'll prove it for you. So write that note, people. To cover all the costs, Mr. A should sell 5 laptops he is expecting to generate a profit of rupees 80,000 by selling extra 2 laptops, which means altogether 7 laptops. Okay. Now look at this, people. Look at this. 200,000 divided by 40,000. 5 laptops, 5 units. Why this 5 units, people? To cover all the costs. Extra how much he needs? Everyone tell me. Profit kiya kone duta? 80,000. 80,000. Each laptop is getting a contribution of 40. Then here 2 units. Then altogether how many units, people? 7 units. 7 units. Don't write, wait. So this 200,000 is the total fixed cost. What is 40,000, people? Everyone tell me. Contribution per. Contribution per. Contribution per unit. 80,000 is the expected profit. Expected profit or the target profit. 40,000 is the contribution per unit. Then people, you look at this formula. Look at this. මෙයාගේ යට දෙකම එකයි. Yes or no? යට මොකද්ද? Contribution per unit. If denominator is same, what you can do? Maths. Now this is not accounts. Maths. If denominator is same, what you can do? Add what? Add the numerators. If the denominator is same, add the numerator. So using this, we can construct a formula: total fixed cost plus the expected profit divided by the contribution per unit equals target profit number of units or the target profit quantity. Write down. Now write it. $200,000 plus 80,000 divided by 40,000. 280,000 divided by 40,000 is equal 7 units. Online people, once you are done, post a letter D. Yeah? Okay. Now let's start from the beginning. Tell me how to calculate the contribution per unit. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. How to calculate the break-even quantity, people? Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. Then break-even value, people, that break-even quantity into the selling price per unit. Okay. Then we move to the marginal cost in income statement. Tell me, people. Sales, total sales minus total variable cost is the total contribution minus the total fixed cost is the profits. Then we move to the next one, people, the one that we studied now. If you want to earn some target profits, How many units to sell? What is the quantity should be? How to calculate it that people? Total fixed cost plus the target profit or the expected profit, whatever, divided by the contribution per unit. But again, people, here also you have the same problem. You don't tell your sales Malli come here, you sell 7 units, don't tell it. Why is that? You are telling the 7 units, no? What he will do? Boss, 7 units, the Hari Mam Vikunla Denang, Ella, Subiri. He will sell 7 units, each unit for 90,000. If that's the case, I will not be able to make 80,000 profit, no? Because bug is reducing the selling price. He should sell 7 units. By selling 7 units, he should generate a sale of how much? 7 lakhs. Then only I will get 80,000 profits. I will prove you. Right? 7 units itself not enough. He should sell 7 units. By selling 7 units, he should generate a sale of how much? 7 lakhs. 700,000. So we'll write that also, people. If Mr. A sells 7 units, he will be able to generate a sale of rupees 700,000. Target profit, sales value, or value, whatever. Target profit, sales value, or value, equal target profit quantity multiply from the selling price per unit. Selling price per unit. So 1 units into 100,000. 700,000. So using one story, I'm building all these learnings using just one story. Mr. A's laptop kadandare. So get the learning of the story. So that is what important, not memorizing the formulas. Get the learning of the story. So using these learnings, people say we will have different stories to apply the same learning. So I am taking one story for you to give the learning. Using the learning, we will have to apply it for different stories. Let's see, when we are doing the papers, we will realize it. The past papers karaddi etika bala. Okay, now shall we prepare the marginal cost in income statement? Quickly prepare it, people. We'll do it together. Total sales minus the total variable cost is the total contribution minus the total fixed cost, the profit. So 7 units. Ta will do it for 7 units. Each unit 100,000, 700,000. Total variable cost 7 units, each unit 60,000. Then how much is here, people? 420,000. Then here total contribution, how much are you getting, people? 280,000. So total fixed cost is how much, people? 200,000. Total fixed cost is 200,000. How much is the profit then? 80,000. Proved it, huh? So when you sell 7 units with a sales value of 700,000, your profits are becoming 80,000. Okay. So this is the target profit quantity. This is the target profit sales value or the value. Target profit quantity and target profit sales value. Okay, so what are the learnings that we got, people? Again, let's come from the beginning. Tell me the contribution per unit. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Done. Break even quantity. Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. If you multiply it from the selling price per unit, break even value. Then people, next one, marginal cost in income statement. Tell me. Total sales minus total variable cost, total contribution minus the total fixed cost is profit. Okay. Then people tell me target profit quantity. Total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the contribution per unit. If you multiply the same from the selling price per unit, you will get the target profit value or the sales value. Okay. So these are the learnings that we got up to now. Any questions from the learnings that we got up to now, people? Tell me. Any questions? Online? No nang no dan. Question nang question එක දාන්න. No nang no කියලා දාන්න. If you have a question, send the question. Any questions? No questions. Fine. Cool. So with that, that story is done. That story is done. Farha is asking a good question. Doesn't the fixed cost changes for every extra unit? Fixed cost means fixed. That's why we are calling it as fixed. But when it's come to the practical world context, එහෙම නැහැ. පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින් fixed cost එකත් පොඩ්ඩක් එහෙම change වෙනවා. එහෙම change වෙන්නේ නැතුව නෙමෙයි. So no, why did I tell? It's a good question. When we are doing the break-even point calculation, this marginal costing, people, we are making certain assumptions. One assumption, people, yeah, fixed cost is fixed. It is not changed. Okay. It is fully fixed. Another assumption, people, variable cost per unit is there. Variable cost per unit always constant. But when it's come to the real world context, it's not like that. Variable cost per unit can change when you order a more quantity, sometimes you will get a bulk purchase discount. In econ, you are studying it, no? So if that's the case, variable cost per unit is decreasing. Yes, economies of scale. Okay. Variable cost per unit will decrease. But A katandara A level wala nahe. Accounting wala nahe. Okay. There are certain assumptions we are making. So once I'm done with entire chapter, I'll be giving you those assumptions, which is there in the marginal costing. So based on certain assumptions only, we will be doing it. Okay. But as Farha asked, when you produce extra units, whether the fixed cost is changing, up to a certain extent, fixed cost will not change. After a point, fixed cost will change. Okay. There can be a step up fixed cost. So I explained to you step up fixed cost by taking a classroom example. So this is a classroom. I have a cost of 50,000. In this class, I can accommodate only for 30 students. If there are 31 students, I have to take the next classroom. Then the cost will go up to directly 100,000. 2 classrooms in there. Step up fixed cost. So real world context on but for this particular unit, we will be assuming fixed cost is fixed. Okay. That's why we are calling it as fixed. Fine. So with that, Mr. A story is done. No? Mr. A story is done. Mr. A ගේ කතන්දර ඉවරයි. අපි දැන් යමුකෝ ටියුට් එකට. ටියුට් එකේ අපි යමු. කොහෙට දන්නවද? ඕබන් ඒ ගාන. Where is that question? Question, where are you? Okay. Now let's do this question, people. Question 5. Listen carefully. Yeah? I am going to do this question. So above all the learnings provided using my questions. Huh? Above all the learnings provided using my questions. Yeah? Now here I am asking you to calculate the variable cost per unit. Oops. So someone's camera is on and the total fixed cost. Here what I have given people? Number of units and the total cost. Number of units and the total cost only I have given. So everyone tell me how to calculate the total cost first. Total cost equals, it's the addition of the total fixed cost and the total variable cost. Addition of the total variable cost and the total fixed cost. Whatever. So I'll elaborate this total variable cost further. Total cost equals total fixed cost in a marginal income statement. How should we show the opening inventory and closing inventory if any balance remains? So total variable cost. Anshaf. Here simply you have to take, I'll just take this one. The cost of the number of units that you are selling. It's like the cost of sales calculation. Variable cost, here the sales of 7 units. Cost of 7 units. That's all. Okay, Anshaf? Sales of 7 units. Cost of 7 units. So as long as if you get the cost of 7 units, that's enough. You take the cost of the quantity that you are selling. Okay. So same as the cost of sales calculation. That's what cost of sales. No? Based on the question that you asked. Huh? Okay. Listen, will you people? Total fixed cost. How to calculate the total variable cost? How did we calculate it, people? Variable cost per unit into the number of units. Yes or no? So same thing. Same thing, extended version. Same thing, extended version. Okay. Now in this question, what they're asking people, they're asking us to calculate the variable cost per unit. How to calculate this variable cost per unit? We can take the variable cost per unit, people, by dividing the difference of this from the difference of this. That means the cost, the difference of the total cost and difference of the number of units. So what's the difference of the total cost, people? Tell me. 100,000. Difference of the number of units are how much? 1000. Understand? Make ඕනේ නැහැ. සමහරුන් ඕක කටපාඩම් කරන ඔබ කටපාඩම් කරගනින් කමක් නැහැ. If you are getting the practical learning, cost is changing because of which cost? If a cost is changing, it is changing because of the fixed cost or variable cost. Variable cost. So here your cost change by 100,000. When the number of units change 1000. So this 100,000 cost change purely because of what cost? Variable ne ba? Fixed kiyanne fixed ne. Fixed cost will not change. So entire 100,000 cost change because of the variable cost. So that is the concept behind this. So you can calculate the variable cost per unit people. 250,000 minus 150,000. Then how much is that? 100,000. Divided by number of units 2000 minus 1000. Then here how much? 1000. Then what is the variable cost per unit people? 10 rupees. Variable cost per unit is how much? 10 rupees. So for this one also, if you want, I can create a formula. 100 rupees. Sorry, 100 rupees. It is 100 rupees. So for this one also, I can create a formula. So there is a method, people. Actually, we will call this one as the high-low method. We will call this method as the high-low method. Taking the highest activity level and the lowest activity level. So here, highest activity level 2000 units minus the lowest activity level. Numerator 250,000 value of highest activity level minus the value of, tell me, Yepamba, lowest activity level. So this method we will call it as high-low method, people. This method we will call it as high-low method. This one will give you the variable value per activity level. Variable value per activity level. Variable value per activity level. We will call this method as high-low. High-low method. So somehow people take the difference of the cost and take the difference of the number of units or the quantity. It will give you the variable cost per unit. Then now listen carefully. So I found the variable cost per unit as 100. I'll take this one, will you? When I am making 1000 units, my total cost is how much? Kiyanda? Yepamba? Total cost is how much? Yepango? 150,000. When my number of units are 1000, total cost is 150,000. Yes or no? Now I have to find the total fixed cost. So 150,000 equals total fixed cost. Here how much, people? 100,000. Take it to the other side. 150,000 minus 100,000 is the total fixed cost. Then total fixed cost is how much? 50,000. I am not required to take only 1000 and do. Fixed cost means fixed neighbor. Even you make 1000 units, even you make 2000 units, fixed means fixed. That's why we are calling it as fixed. That's a variable. So I'll do it for the 2000 units also, will you? total cost equals total fixed cost plus variable cost per unit into the number of units. So variable cost per unit, we found it 100 using the high low. Now look at this, people. When the number of units are 2000, the total cost is 250,000. Yes or no? When the number of units are 2000, the total cost is 250,000. I have to find the total fixed cost. So 250,000. Total fixed cost plus 200,000. Take the 200,000 other side. 250,000 minus 200,000 is equal to the total fixed cost. How much is the total fixed cost, people? 50,000. That's what I told. Fixed cost means fixed. Even you take 1000 units, even you take 2000 units, whatever the number of units you take, fixed means fixed. So you can use whatever the value and you can do the calculation. It's up to you. 1000 use කල්ල කරත් එකයි 2000 එක use කල්ල කරත් එකයි. Get the bloody fixed cost sum. තේරෙනවා සීන්නේ? Then first tell me how to calculate the variable cost per unit. Everyone tell me. How to calculate the variable cost per unit? Difference of the total cost divided by the difference of the quantity will give you the variable cost per unit. Using that variable cost per unit, you can find out the total fixed cost. Right? Everything from the black color. Everything from the black color, write it. Halu පාටෙන් තියෙන ඔක්කොම ටික ලිය. Online people, once you all are done, post a letter D in the chat box. So this is the question number 5, no? Question number 5. First write this up. First write this. Then move to this. First do the calculation of the variable cost per unit. Right down. Extra learning, not a problem. If you all are done with that, do the next question, people. Do the question number 6. If you all are done with that, do the question number 6. Okay. Shall we? Question 6. Harida. Yamuda. Yum. Question 6. Okay. First find the variable cost per unit, people. Find the variable cost per unit. Variable cost per unit equals 920 minus 680. So what's the value here? 240,000 divided by 6,000 minus 4,000. 6,000 minus 4,000. 2,000. 120. 120 rupees. Then they ask in the total fixed cost. So total cost equals total fixed cost plus variable cost per unit into the number of units. So whatever the activity level you take, people, you will end up with getting the same answer. Mama mega ganna. I'll take 6,920. Yeah. I'll take 6,920. So variable cost per unit we have 120. When I make 6,000 units, my total cost is 920,000. So whatever the value that you take people, you will end up with getting the same answer. 920 total fixed cost 720,000. 720. 920 minus 720 is equals total fixed cost. Then total fixed cost is 200,000. Total fixed cost is 200,000. See what I'm asking? See. See මොකක්ද අහන්නේ? Break-even point units. So before finding the break-even point, we have to find the contribution per unit. Find the contribution per unit first, people. Contribution per unit equals කියන්නකෝ selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Selling price per unit they have given දීලා තියෙනවා 200. Variable cost per unit 120. Then what's the contribution? Contribution per unit is how much? 80. Now tell me break-even point quantity. Under formula. Tell me, will you? Total fixed. බලන්න එපා දැන් බලන්න තු කියන්න ඕනේ. Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. Total fixed cost 200,000. Contribution per unit 80. Then to hit the break even, how many units you should sell? 2,500. 2,500. 2,500 units. D. D what they asking? Break even value. Break even value. Break even point. Value. Can do break even point quantity එක 2,500 multiply from the selling price per unit. So don't memorize these formulas. Understand and do. Okay, 2,500 units. Each unit I should sell for 200 rupees. ඒක understand කරලා. So should you have to write these formulas in your exam? No need to write formulas. Huh? This is a unit which is completely based on understanding. So if you just write 2,500 into 200, that's enough. Huh? No need to write the formulas. I gave you the formula, people, for you to just to have an idea of it. Okay. This is a unit which is purely based on the understanding. Huh? How much is that? 500,000. 500,000. Done. 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 Good. Then now we'll move to the next question. Question 7. First they ask in the break-even units, people. Break-even units. Before finding the break-even units, you have to find the contribution per unit. No? Contribution per unit equal selling price per unit. This is part D. This is part D, yeah? Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Selling price per unit 200, variable cost per unit 120. Contribution per unit is 8. So find the break-even, people. Quantity 240,000. 240,000 divided by 80. 24,000 divided by 8 means 3,000 units. Correct? Okay. Now note. The gap between break-even point and the budget. The gap between the break-even point and the budget, we will call it as margin of safety. Yeah. The gap between break-even point and the budget, we will call it as margin of safety. The gap between break-even point and the budget, we will call it as margin of safety. So in this question, people, break-even point units are there, 3000 units. Budget, how many units are there, people? Balanda, 5000 units. Budget 5000 units. Then what's the gap? Tell me. 2000 units. So this one we'll call it as margin of safety units or quantity. Margin of safety units or the quantity. So get that idea. Don't memorize the formulas, get the idea. So here we'll construct a formula, people. Now formula එකක් හදමු මේක තියලා. Margin of safety quantity equals, tell me, budgeted units minus the break-even point units. So we'll do it for the sales value also, people. We'll do it for the sales value also. Get me the break-even point sales value. 3000 into 200. 3000 into 200. 240,000 divided by 80. What is that? Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. You tell me, Lamu. I'm not going to tell. Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. What is that? Total fixed cost divided by break-even point quantity. 200. How much is here? 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs, no? Get the budgeted sales value. 5,000 units into 200. 1 million. 1 million the, yes. Then how much is here difference? 400,000. This is margin of safety value. Margin of safety value. So get the idea of margin of safety. What is the margin of safety, people? Is the gap between the budget and the break even. If it is in quantity, if it is in units, margin of safety units. If it is the rupee, margin of safety value. Okay. Then create a formula for that. You create, tell me. Margin of safety value equals budgeted sales value minus the break-even point sales value. Oh, break-even point value. So this 400,000, we can get it from a different way. What is that? Can anyone tell me? Understanding again. It's all about understanding. This 400,000 margin of safety value, 400,000, you can get it in a different way. Almas, margin of safety quantity multiply from the selling price per unit. That is also will give you the same 400,000. මේකත් ලියා ගන්න. Margin of safety value equals margin of safety quantity into the selling price per unit. So these formulas I am not giving. You are creating it. මේක හැදුවේ Almas. A formula by Almas. Margin of safety quantity 2000 units. Selling price per unit is 200. 400,000. Okay. Listen, people. Out of 5,000 units that we are budgeting to sell, out of the 5,000 units that we are budgeting to sell, 2,000 units are for safety purpose. That means above the break even. Then as a percentage, how much is that, people? Quickly get it. 2,000 divided by 5,000. Ganda. 2,000 units divided by 5,000 units. 0.4. 0.4 means 40%. Our total sales are 1 million. From the total budgeted sales 1 million, 400,000 sales are for the safety purpose. As a percentage, how much is that? 0.4 or 40%. This is what we will call it as margin of safety percentage. What is that? Margin of safety percentage. So what is this first formula, people? Again, you tell me. From the 5,000 budget, 2,000 is the margin of safety continuum. So as a percentage, how much is that? So how to get this percentage? We'll create a formula. Hadanna balan. Margin of safety percentage equals යටගත්තේ මොකද්ද? Budgeted quantity or the value. Yes or no? උඩ ගත්තේ මොකද්ද? Margin of safety quantity or the value. Quantity නම් quantity ගන්න ඕනේ, value නම් value ගන්න ඕනේ. මේකත් ලියා ගන්න. Write down that also. Online people, if you all are done, just let me know in the chat box. Okay. Everyone. Start from the beginning. Contribution per unit. කොහොමද හද? කියන්න. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Tell me the marginal cost in income statement. Total sales minus the total variable cost. Total contribution minus the total fixed cost. Profits. Then people break even point quantity. Total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. If you multiply that from the selling price per unit, break even value. Then target profit quantity, tell me. Total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the contribution per unit. Multiply it from the selling price per unit, you will get the target profit value, sales value. Okay. Then next we move to the margin of safety. Margin of safety means what, people? It is the gap between budget and the break even. If it is in quantity, margin of safety, quantity. If it is in sales value, difference between budgeted sales value and break even sales value, margin of safety value. Percentage, how to take, people? Margin of safety divide from the budget. Quantity num quantity, value num value. That is the margin of safety percentage. How to find the variable cost per unit if they have not given the value used in the total cost, people? Difference in the total cost divided by the difference in the number of units. Better to take always the highest value difference and the lowest value difference. So those are the learnings that we got up to now. So we are getting into the finishing touch of this unit. Then පොඩ්ඩ පොඩ්ඩ අපි ඉවර වෙන්න යනවා. ටික ටික ඉවර වෙන්න යනවා. Okay. So we'll do the CS ratio thing. We'll do the CS ratio thing. Then we'll go for a break. So once we are done with the CS ratio, people, we will be left out with the sensitivity. That's all. CS ratio කරාට පස්සේ sensitivity එක තියෙනවා. Graphs ටිකක් තියෙනවා කරන්න. Okay. After that, we are done with this unit, but you can't do the questions. To do the question, first question, second question, you need my support. So we'll try to do maybe 1 or 2 questions today. Then you will get the art of applying the story learning that I gave to you for the different stories. I took one story. Mr. A laptop katandareni. So you have the learning of that. Using that learning, how to apply it for different stories, you will get that understanding once you are doing the past papers. I'll give the support for 1 or 2 questions. Okay. So then you will realize how to apply the learning for the different stories. There is a way to approach. Just because you study, people, you can't do the past paper questions. Just because you get the learning, you can't do the past paper questions because there is a way of approaching past paper questions. Okay. So we'll do the CS ratio thing. Then we'll go for a break. After the break, we'll do the past paper questions. After that, people will look into the sensitivity analysis and the graphs. Okay. So what is the CS ratio? Let's get that learning from the questions itself directly. CS ratio means CS ratio. HRI. CS ratio means CS ratio. CS ratio is the CS ratio. That means contribution to sales. C means contribution. S means sales. Contribution to sales ratio. HRI. ඒක ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාට C divided by S. Simple story. So let me take a question over here. Sales is how much? 100. Sales is 100. Variable cost is 80. Then contribution how much? 20. Then contribution 20. Sales is 100. Then how much is the CS ratio? People get that? 0.2. That means 20%. So what does that mean, people? From your sales, 20% is contribution. From your sales, 20% is contribution. That's all. Done. Yeah. The graphs, Mandulu, you're asking? Total sales, total variable cost, total cost, that graph thing, no? Yes. We'll be doing, don't worry. That graph will be drawing. So another 2 more areas I have to do. Once you are done with the CS ratio, we have to do the sensitivity and the graphs. So I'll be doing, after doing certain past papers, I'll be doing the sensitivity and the graphs. Okay, don't worry. So what is this question number? 8. No? Question 8. So here people, contribution is 20% of sales. Contribution is 20% of sales. That means remaining 80% is what? From the sales, 20% is contribution. Remaining 80%, online people. Physical. From the sales, 20% is contribution. From the sales, contribution 20%. In a remaining 80 ka මොකක්ද බා? Remaining 80 is the variable cost. Remaining 80 is the variable cost. For me, simple understandings. Simple understandings. ඒකත් ලියා ගන්නකො. From the sales 100, contribution is 20%. And variable cost is 80%. 80. Okay, let's move to the next question. I am asking you to find the contribution per unit. That is simple. From the sale, what is the meaning of this? Tell me. What's the meaning? From the sale, 40% is contribution. From the sale, 40% is contribution. Yes or no? From the sales, 200, 40% is the contribution. Then how much is the contribution? 80. Then what is remaining 60%? Variable cost, 120. In the next question, what am I asking? Bala, next question, Bala. Question 10, Bala. What's the meaning of this? Tell me. What's the meaning of this? Tell me. From the sales, 30% is contribution. Remaining 70% variable cost. Yes or no? From the sales, 500, 30% is contribution. How much is 30%? 150. Yes or no? Then remaining 70% is what? Yabamba? Variable cost. How much is that? 350. Ade make a maru. Question 11 is nice. Question 11 is nice. Okay. Everyone tell me, what is the meaning of this 40% කියන්න? Contribution per unit is the amount you get from a unit cover. Contribution per unit is the amount you get from a unit to cover the fixed cost. Contribution per unit is the amount. We can't always say like that. After covering the fixed cost, it's profit, no? Then we can add a further point. So contribution per unit is the amount that you get to cover the fixed cost after that to earn some profits. So it's like this. Generally, your contribution per unit and the fixed cost per unit will be the same. I'll come to that point. I'll get that point later. Okay. So look, people, look. Where is that? Go chat take. Chat is missing. Chat is here. Bloody hell. Fine, fine. Okay. What's the meaning of this, people? 40%, tell me. From the sales, yonder contribution is 40%. So I'll take like this. If my sales is 100x, my contribution is 40%, yes or no? Then contribution should be how much? Yonder contribution should be 40x. How much should be my variable cost? 60%. Then variable cost should be how much, people? 60x. Yes or no? Then lamai, hondara balanna, I have given the contribution. So 240 is the value of how many x's? This is the value I have given. Contribution is given 240. So 240 is the value of 40x. Yes or no? 240 is the value of 40x. Then how to find this? So this is not the only way, yeah? This is not the only way. අච්චිට හාල් කරන්න දීලා. මල පයින්නවනේ. යන්නේ නෑනේ. වද දෙනවා තියාගෙන. අඩේ අයින්ට වෙම්බා. තපක් බෝ ක්ලෝස් කරලා දාන්න. Okay. So 240 is the value of 40x. Then 240 divided by 40, you will get the value of 1x. Likewise, variable cost is having how many x? 60. Then what's the value that you are getting over here? Tell me, people. 240 divided by 40 into 60, 360. So this is just one way. Yeah? This is just one way of doing the calculation. But is it the only way of doing the calculation? Is it the only way of doing the calculation? No. This is not the only way. If you want, you can do like this. CS ratio equals C divided by S. Yes or no? So CS ratio, they have given 40%. 40% means 0.4. Contribution, 240. You can find the sales. Then switch it, people. S equals 240 divided by 0.4. Then S equals how much, people? 600. S equals 600. So S minus VC is the contribution. So S is 600. Contribution is 240. Can't you find the variable cost? 360. So this is another way. කොහොම හරි උත්තරේ ගනින් බං එච්චරයි. Whatever the way that you want, you use it, get the bloody answer. That's all I want. Done. Okay. Look, people. Akhil done? So, first one, people. Contribution per unit to දන්නවද කියලා බලන්න. දන්නවද contribution per unit? Yes. දන්නවනේ. Marginal costing income statement දන්නවද කියලා බලන්න. Marginal costing income statement මතකද? Yes or no? මතකයි. හරිද? බලන්න break even point quantity දන්නවද කියලා? මතකද? Yes. දැන් ඔයා try කරන්න. Tick. Value දන්නවද කියලා බලන්න. Quantity multiply from the selling price per unit. Target profit quantity දන්නවද කියලා බලන්න. Total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the contribution per unit. If you multiply the same from the selling price per unit, you will get the value. හරිද? දැන් බලන්න ඔයා high low දන්නවද කියලා? high low මතකද? You can find the variable cost per unit. ඒකත් හරිනේ. Margin of safety මතකද කියලා බලන්න. Margin of safety is the gap between budget and break even point. If it is quantity, margin of safety quantity. If it is value, margin of safety value. Percentage, margin of safety divided by the budget. Okay. Then බලන්න CS ratio මතකද කියලා? CS ratio means C divided by S. From the sales, how much is the contribution? If the contribution is 40%, variable cost is 60%. If the contribution is 30%, variable cost is 70%. Okay, that is the CS ratio. From the sales, how much is the contribution is. So CS ratio, another small part is there, people. Another small part is there in the CS ratio. So we'll go for a break. After that, we'll do that part. Then we'll get into the past papers. After the past papers, we'll do the sensitivity and the charts. Okay. So what's the time now? 12:11. 12:11 කියන්නේ අපි පටන් ගමු 12 කීයද? 26. 12:26. Okay. We'll start again at 12:26. ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න පුළුවන් online කට්ටිය. If you all have any questions, you all can ask. I'll be here. Physical කට්ටියට break එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. Online කට්ටියත් break එක ගන්න. If you all have any questions, ask. Month of July, full and fully final papers, Ramisha. So that's why I'm trying to finish off everything by June. So after finishing everything by June, entire month of July, I have kept it for the final papers. Yes, Maimuna, most probably. Let's see. If time permits. If time permits. Yes. So it will be a series of papers. Like you will be having 8 papers, like paper 1, 4 papers, and paper 2, 4 papers. And incremental number of units will get created. Like first paper maybe like till unit number 10. Second paper unit number 13. Third paper, fourth paper, fifth paper. The number of units will increase like that. ඒක මරුනේ. කොණ්ඩේ බලා ගන්න. Yes. If you are taking budgeted units, break even should be units. If you are taking the budgeted value, break even should be value. Somehow both should be in the same thing. Quantity නම් දෙකම quantity වෙන්න ඕනේ. Value නම් දෙකම value වෙන්න. Margin of safety quantity into the, you will be getting the margin of safety value. That's another way to get the margin of safety value. From the budget, how much is the safety percentage? Whatever the budget, whatever the margin of safety divided from the budget. If it is quantity, both should be quantity. If it is value, both should be value. I'll come to that. Yeah, Tilham, how can I help you? Buddy, time up, no? 12:26. Okay. So write this people. Calculate the CS ratio for Mr. A's question. From the sales, if you deduct only the variable cost, what's the net benefit that you are getting? That's what contribution is. Okay. From the sales, if you deduct only the variable cost, what is the net benefit that you are getting? That is a contribution. So, Mr. A's question, how much is the selling price, people? CS ratio equals C divided by S. Selling price of a laptop is how much? 100,000. 100,000. Contribution of a laptop 40,000. Then CS ratio 0.4. In other words, how much is that? 40%. 40%. How much is the fixed cost of that question, people? Just check and let me know. Mr. A's question, how much is the fixed cost? 200,000. Look at this. 200,000. I am dividing this by 0.4. Get me the answer, will you? That means 200,000 I divided from the CS ratio, total fixed cost. I divided by the CS ratio. Get me the answer, will you? Could you magic up in? What's the value? 500,000. Now you check the question, the Mr. A's question. Check the Mr. A's question. What is the break-even point sales value that we calculated? On magic. Ah, rappisune. Ah, break-even point value. Same 500,000 we got when we divide the total fixed cost from the CS ratio also. Now write the next question. Calculate the break-even point sales value for Mr. A's question. Write the formula and do. Okay. Again, done with the note. Again, go back to the mistakes question. Total fixed cost 200,000. How much was the target profit? 80,000. 80,000. So here we are getting 280,000. I'm dividing this by the CS ratio 0.4. That means total fixed cost plus the expected profit or the target profit I divided by the CS ratio. What's the answer that you're getting? 280,000 divided by 0.4. 700,000. Yes. Now you go and check. Target profit sales value, how much he got? Today's question. On the magic. දැක්කනේ හොඳ අපි magic pen. ලියා ගන්න. Target profit value. So write the question, people. Calculate target profit sales value for Mr. A's question. No, contribution means what, Huda? Contribution means, Huda, sales minus the variable cost is the contribution. Okay. CS ratio means from your sales, what's the contribution portion? Portion of the contribution. From your sales, what's the portion of the contribution? If the sale is 100, if the contribution is 40, from the sale, 40% is contribution. That's what CS ratio means. CS ratio means from your sales, how much is the contribution as a portion. Clear? Two different things. So you are subtracting the contribution. Substituting the... Yes. Correct. Something like that. If the sale is 100, contribution is 40. From the sales, contribution is 40. If it is 200, 80, something like that. Okay. Not same thing. Contribution means sales minus variable. That's what contribution. That is as a percentage is the CS ratio. Two different meanings. Two different meanings. Okay. So from this, what's the understanding that you should get, people? What's the understanding that you should get? That sales value magula තියෙනවනේ. Value thing is the break even point value. Target profit value. This value thing is there, people. You can find it using the CS ratios. You can find it using the CS ratios. If it is break even point sales value, people, what you should do, total fixed cost divided by the CS ratio. If it is target profit sales value, people, total fixed cost plus target profit divided by the CS ratio. So get the idea, people, using the CS ratio, you can find out that value magula. තේරෙනවද scene එක? ඔන්න ඔකයි කතන්දර. Okay. Cool. You write this question, people. Budgeted units for Mr. A's question. Seven units. Clear now? Budgeted units for Mr. A's question, 7 units. Calculate the margin of safety value. Calculate the margin of safety value. So in these questions, people, can you all add this point? Calculate the break-even point sales value for the Mr. A's question using CS ratio. Using CS ratio. He also add the point, people, using CS ratio. Using CS ratio. Okay, done. Done. Now let me come to this one. Listen carefully. Break-even point value in the Mr. A's question, 5 units. 5 units. Each unit 100,000 rupees. Each laptop. Then how much is that? 500,000. Budget 7 units. 7 units into 100,000. 700,000. So here we are getting margin of safety value. Margin of safety is the gap between break even and budget. How much is that? Kianda? 200,000. 200,000. Same 200,000 we can get it using the CS ratio. I told you value the sales value. When it's come to the sales value, using the CS ratio you can find. How to find the break even point sales value? Tell me, using the CS ratio. Total fixed cost divided by the CS ratio. Target profit sales value, how to find it? Tell me. Total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the CS ratio. Will give you the sales value. Likewise, margin of safety value also you can get it using the CS ratio. How is that? You check, people, in that question. For the 7 units, we calculated the profits, people. Check it. For the 7 units, we calculated the profits. When he is selling 7 units, what will be the profits we calculated? 80,000, right? It was 80,000. 80,000 divided by the CS ratio, 0.4. Get me the answer. 80,000 divided by 0.4. Get me the answer. How much is that? 200,000. So profit divided by the CS ratio will give you margin of safety value. ඒකත් ලියාගන්න. Yes, yes. There are a lot of ways to arrive at the answer. Not only one way, multiple ways are there. You use whatever the bloody way and come to the answer. That's all. Okay. Done, na? Fully done. Fully done. Now we have to do the sensitivity and the graphs, the charts. So we'll put all the learnings into a one sheet now. Like a summary sheet. We'll put all the learnings that we got up to now into a one sheet. Ready? Ready the kattiya? Damuda? Ready. Hari. One sheet කියද්දි one sheet එකට දාන්න හරියද මේ තඩි අකුරු ලියන්න එපා චූටියට ලියලා somehow we'll get it for one sheet. Short ලියන්න contribution per unit. Write it people. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Total sales minus the total variable cost. Tell me. Total contribution minus the total fixed cost. Tell me. කියන්න ළමයෝ profit. Next up. Break even point quantity. Tell me. And total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. Next up. Break even point value. Tell me people. Break even point quantity into the selling price per unit. This is one. There is another one people. Just now we studied. There is another one. What is that? Total fixed cost divided by the CS ratio. Next up. Target profit quantity. Tell me the target profit quantity. Total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the contribution per unit. Then people, target profit value, you tell me. Target profit quantity into the selling price per unit. That is one. There is another one we studied now. Tell me that. කියන්න බලන්න නැතුව කියන්න ඕනේ. Total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the CS ratio. Next one. Margin of safety quantity. Tell me, people. Kiyanda. Margin of safety quantity. බලන්න නේද කියන්න ඕනේ. So now you are confirming you can remember the things කියලා. Margin of safety කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Gap between budget and break even. Then how to take the margin of safety quantity? Quantity ba? Budgeted quantity, gap between budgeted quantity and the break even quantity. Budgeted quantity and the break even quantity. Margin of safety value. Tell me. Value කියන්න. Budgeted value, budgeted sales value minus the break even point value. That is one way. Another way we study. What is that? Margin of safety quantity into the selling price per unit. Another way we study. What is that? Profit divided by the CS ratio. Tell me the CS ratio, people. C divided by S. Variable cost per unit. Difference between the total cost divided by the difference between the number of units or the quantity. I think we wrote everything. Did we miss anything? You see the summary? මෙයාව ලිව්වා, මෙයාව ලිව්වා, මෙයා 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 ලිව්වා. ඔක්කොම ලිව්වා. So not even one page. Half a page summary is done. So දැන් ගෑන් ළමයි මොකද්ද කරන්නේ ඕක? ඕක තියාගෙන කටපාඩම් කරනවා. It shouldn't happen like that. සමහර විරිමි ළමයිත් එහෙම. Don't try to memorize these formulas. Understand the concepts. Now you see people out of the things that we wrote here. ඔයා දන්නේ නැති මොකක් හරි එකක් තියනවාද කියලා බලන්න. Anything that you don't know. Check one by one you check. Box by box you check, people. Any box that you don't know. තියනවද? තියනවද physical? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes the no the? No, හයියෙන් කියපන්. Online? Any boxes? දන්නේ නැති මොනවා හරි? Online? Yes නම් question එක දාන්න, no නම් no කියලා දාන්න. Okay, fine. Now let's see, people, how to apply this to the exam type questions. Okay. So first two questions, you have to do it with me for you to get that art of tackling the question. So we are not done. Na? We have to do another two more areas. One is the sensitivity. Other one is the charts. Okay. So go to the past papers. නැත්නම් මේ මේකත් මට අමතකයි මේකත් ලියා ගන්නකො මේ මෙතන here write down this one also, people. Fourth one you write down. At break even point, contribution per unit is equal to the, it's like this, no? People listen. At break even point, total contribution is equal to the total fixed cost. Yes or no? Then contribution per unit should be equal to what? Fixed cost per unit. Contribution per unit equals fixed cost per unit. For the fixed cost per unit in econ, you have studied another name in econ. Not important that much for accounting. Accounting, I told no, get the logical understanding. For the fixed cost per unit in econ, you might have studied another name. මොකද්ද? අන්න හරි. ඔය සම්ලි දාපු එක. AFC. AFC කියන්නේ KFC ගේ මල්ලිද? Average fixed cost. Average fixed cost. Average fixed cost. ඒකත් ලියා ගන්න. And people, here I have given you the assumptions. I told you in break even we'll be making some assumptions. අතර තිබාද? ඒක උස්සලා දාන්න ඕන. ක්ලාස් ඉවරලා දාලා දෙන්නද? We are assuming selling price is constant. Technology is constant. No changes in the production methods or efficiency. Always the cost is split into the variable and fixed. And the fixed cost is constant. Variable cost changes with the quantity and the variable cost per unit remains constant. And the linear relationship. What is the linear relationship, people? ඒක විතරක් මම charts ඉවර කරාට පස්සේ පෙන්නන්න. Okay. What is that linear relationship? Once you are done with the charts, I'll show it for you. That means always it will be as a straight line. When we draw the chart, you will realize it. The variable cost line and the sales line always will be straight. In real world context. So these are certain assumptions that we make in the break-even calculations. Fine. So we'll get into the past papers. Jump to the 2016's paper. 2016's paper. It's there in the page number 16. Page number 16. Okay. Now, here we have to apply the learnings that we got to the story. We have to apply the learnings that we got to the story. So now you have to be in the story. You have to think you are the person who is doing this entire sum for that particular organization or for the project or for the company. Now what is this, people? A teacher's welfare society of a school is organizing a get together of its members. Its members consist of 120 teachers. How many teachers are there? 120 teachers who are presently in service. They are currently working, active teachers. And how many retired teachers are there in the organization? 30 teachers are there. So in this question, what is our units, people? We have to apply the learning based on the question. So the following expenses have been estimated. So in total, we have 150 teachers. Okay. The society intend to sell the tickets for the teachers who are expecting to participate for the event. The ticket price. Then in this question, people, what is the selling price? Ticket price. They're not. Unit is teacher. මේ චාටර් විදියට හිතන්න එපා හරිද? ඔව් මේ එහෙම නෙමෙයි උඹලා හිතනවා වගේ නෙමෙයි. හරිද? Surplus. So in this question, surplus means it is the profit. Whatever the profit will be given to a charity. Now, when you are doing these questions, people, first you have to identify the variable cost and the fixed cost. So you are going to have a small get together. You are going to invite the teachers. And for the teachers, people, you are going to sell a ticket. Each ticket you are going to sell it for 3,000 rupees. And for each teacher who is participating, people, you are going to give a refreshment. souvenir. Souvenir එක දන්නවනේ? දන්නා souvenir එක? දන්නේ නැද්ද? ඔයාලා ඉස්කෝලේ ගිහලා නැද්ද බා? හරි දැන් souvenir explain කරපන්කෝ. කොහොමද souvenir explain කරන්නේ? අර මේ පොතක් ගහන්නේ බං පොතක්. අර book you will print and you will give it for all the participants, the agenda and the sponsors details and everything දාලා පොතක් ගහලා දෙන්නේ. අඩේ දැන් souvenir explain කරපන්කෝ මුන්ට souvenir දන්නේ නැහැ. You think as a book, will you? It's a book. Okay? It's a book given to teachers who are coming to the event. And a gift pack. You are giving a gift pack. And for the hotel, you have a charge. For the whole decoration, you have a charge. For the sound system, you have a charge. And event organizing, you have an expense. Now here you have to identify, people, what are the variables and what are the fixed one. Refreshment. Variable or fixed? Variable. අන්න හොඳයි. එතනම දාගන්නකො. Souvenir. Variable. Gift pack. Variable. Whole charges. Fixed. Whole decoration. Fixed. Sound system. Fixed. Event organizing expenses. Fixed. That's all. Game is done. First they are asking what is the contribution per teacher. එහෙම ඉනා වෙන්න එපා බං මටත් තියනා යනවා. So උඹලා මහා චාටර් විදියට hina වෙන්නේ. එහෙම hina වෙන්න එපා. Okay. So first you'll get the selling price. How much is the selling price? Now here you think and see. If you write selling price per unit, variable cost per unit, unit, එහෙම කැතයි නේ. ඉඳ ලියන්න එපා. Just write the values. Okay. We'll write only the values. So 2016, no? 2016. Number one selling price is 3,000. Let's get the variable cost, people. 1,100 plus 225. May workings pennanna. Show these workings. Always show the workings. 775. So what's the total variable cost per unit, people? Per 2,100 per teacher. Then how much is the contribution per teacher, people? 900. So understand, people, if a teacher is participating, You don't think you are getting 3,000 to your pocket? No, you are not getting 3,000 to your pocket. From each teacher, how much are you getting for your pocket people? Net benefit. Only 900. Even you get 3,000. For the teacher's souvenir, you have to spend money. For the refreshment, you have to spend money. And what else, people? What else they are giving? For the gift pack. For the gift pack, you have to spend money. So once all this money is gone, from the 3,000, 2,100 will be gone for the expense of the teacher. Then for your pocket, how much only remaining? Only 900 is remaining. That contribution give. Then a scene. Second one, what they asking? Understand the question. Number of teachers to participate to attend to cover the total cost. Indirectly, you tell me in our language, what are they asking here? Online lamayutyan. In the question number 2, in our language, what they asking? Break even point quantity units. So first we'll calculate the fixed cost. How much is the total fixed cost? So I am just writing the formula for your understanding purpose. නැත්තම් මේ total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit කියද්දි කැතයි ඒවා නිකන් අර කුණු හරප වගේ 35,000 plus 5,000 2,000 3,000 5,000 2,000 3,000 then how much is here 45,000 divided by 900. That means how many teachers should participate, people? $50. $50 teachers. Third one. The amount can be donated if all the teachers participate. If all the teachers participate, prepare the income statement, people. Prepare the income statement. Total sales minus the total variable cost is the total contribution minus the total fixed cost is equal to the profit. So people, all the teachers are 150. 150 into 3,000 is the ticket price. Then how much is that, people? 450,000. 450,000. 150 teachers. 2,100. How much is the total variable cost, people? 315,000. Then what's the total contribution, people? So you can take the total contribution, people, contribution per unit into the number of units also. This 900 into 150 also you can take. 135,000. Total fixed cost we calculated 45,000. Then how much is the profit that you can donate? They are telling no. Extra surpluses will be given to a charity. 90,000. 90,000 we can give it to the charity. Yes, Aisha will be given. Just send a message to my coordinator, Aisha. You can get the details from. Okay. What is සීතලයි වගේ බා. උඹලට සීතල නැද්ද? මට ටිකක් සීතලයි වගේ. මේක ඔෆ් කරන්න. Question 4. Okay. Now listen. Now listen. The number of teachers required to attend in order to donate 27,000 to the charity. In our language, you tell me, මොකද්ද මේගොල්ලෝ අහන්නේ? Target profit quantity. If you want to donate 27,000, that means we should make a profit of 27,000. If you want to hit a profit of 27,000, how many units you should sell? If you want to donate 27,000, how many teachers should participate and buy the ticket? Target profit quantity. They're asking the target profit quantity. Target profit quantity. So tell me the target profit quantity. And total fixed cost plus the target profit divided by the contribution per unit. So total fixed cost 45,000. Target profit 27,000. Contribution per unit 900. Then what's the value? 50 plus 30, 80 teachers. 80 teachers, right? Hmm? 80. So even you are a person who doesn't have any knowledge of this, still if you know the marginal cost in income statement, you can get this answer. No, not required to know any of these things. Marginal cost in income statement is super important. Using that, you can find any bloody answer. Now here also it's same. We'll just put the marginal cost in income statement, will you? Total sales minus total variable cost is the total contribution. Minus the total fixed cost is the profit. No? Yes or no? How much is the profit that you are planning to hit? 27,000. Fixed cost, you know, 45,000 is there. Then how much should be the total contribution, people? How much should be the total contribution? Tell me. Reverse එකක් ගහපන්. Put a reverse. 72,000. 72,000. Okay. From each teacher, how much is the contribution that you are getting? 900. Get the answer here, will you? Get the answer. From each teacher, you are getting contribution of 900. Then for you to get 72,000, how many teachers should participate? 80. Yes or no? Simple case. Simple story. Even using the marginal cost in income statement, still you can get the same answer. Still you, where is the time? මෙතනත් කරේ 45,000 plus 27,000, 72,000 divided by 980. ඒක තමයි කියන්නේ. There is no one way of arriving at the answer. Get the idea. Get the idea of this particular unit. You can do any question. Now here I proved it, no? Knowing this formula is not a must. Even using the marginal cost in income statement, you can get the answer. තේරෙනවා scene එක? Good. Yes. Recording will be provided. Don't worry. Yes. Yes. You can get the total sales. 3,000 into 80. You can get the total sales. You can get the total variables. Anything. That's what I told. Using marginal cost in income statement, කරන්න පුළුවන් වැඩ ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. Not required, remember a lot of things. Fifth. හොඳට දැන් question එක understand කරන්න ඕනේ. What is the lowest price that you can charge if all the teachers participate? People understand first. Whatever the price that we charge, we can't make losses. Yes or no? Fundamentally, we should make zero profits or zero loss. එහෙනම් මෙතන මේගොල්ලෝ මොකක්ද අහන්නේ? For you to have a zero profit, your selling price, for what extent it can reduce? Easiest way is preparation of the income statement. Prepare the income statement. Put the format. Put the format. Total sales minus total variable cost is the total contribution minus the total fixed cost is the profit. So look at these people. Format 150 teachers. All the teachers no. 150 teachers. They are asking මෙන්න මේක කීයකට අඩු වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? Yes or no? Variable cost is same no 2100. Then 115 to 2100 we calculated previously. How much is that, people? 168,000. No. 115 to 315,000. 315,000. Listen up. We can't make profits. We can't make losses. At least zero hari tiyenno. Fixed cost is 45. No? Fixed cost is 45. Then contribution all should be 45. Then how much should be your sales? Do a reverse. How much should be your sales? Do a reverse. Total sales should be how much? 360,000. Now find the box. Now find the box. Minimum ticket එකකට ඔයා කීයක් charge කරන්න ඕනේද loss නැතුව ඉන්න? To make any losses. 2,400 rupees. That's the story. Simple case. Simple case. Huh? 2,400 rupees. Minimum you should charge 2,400 rupees for a ticket. If you charge below that, what will happen? You will end up with making losses. What is the class finishing time? 2 o'clock, no? No. අන්න ඔන්න කටපාඩම් යනවා. MOS කතන්දරන්නේ මේ හන්නේ. They are not asking MOS. MOS is the difference between budget and actual. Don't go for the katapadam theory. Understand the language, English. Understand English. They are asking for you to not to make any losses. What is the minimum ticket price that you should charge? Practical. So when you are doing a project, you can't make losses. No? Zero. The minimum ticket price, how much you should charge from a teacher? Minimum you should charge 2,400. Okay, Rita? Okay. Sixth one. Sixth one is the superior one. It's like this, no, people. In any question. Now, this is a 20-mark question, if I'm not mistaken. This is a 20-mark question, if I'm not mistaken. Mata 20 marks. So, 20 marks. So, 15 marks. I can't remember precisely. I think 20. Yeah? All the questions will not be easy. Obviously, one question will be there. Will be very tricky. Yeah? That means out of the 20 marks, people, easily you can score 15. 15, 16 marks, easily you can score. Super simple, straightforward. When you are doing the other questions also, you will realize it. But one question will be there, super tricky. This is the tricky question, people, in this question. It's all about understanding. The number of tickets to be sold to cover the total cost if retired teachers not required to buy the tickets and 24 of them are expecting to participate. What a question එකේ තියෙන මගුල ඉස්සලා තේරුණු විදියට කියන්න බලන්න. What the hell is there in the question, will you? They're asking how many tickets you have to sell. How many tickets you have to sell. If the retired teachers are not going to buy the tickets. And from the retired teachers, 24 retired teachers are going to participate for the event. Somehow, people, we can't make losses. When we are doing a project, we can't make losses. Minimum how much we need? Minimum කොච්චරක් ඕනේද? Zero profits අපිට. Minimum zero profits we need. When you are doing a business also same. Before you make profits, you have to ensure you are getting zero profits. Then how to get this answer? හොඳට හිත. Other 6 teachers may be dead, retired, no. They are not coming. Only 24 teachers are participating. Remaining 6 teachers are not coming for the event. They are gone. Mala. Okay. Then people understand in this question, you will get money only from the active teachers. Okay. Yes or no? And this time, using the money that you are getting, you will have to cover 2 types of costs. එකක් ඇවිල්ලා අර already තියෙන fixed cost එකක් තියෙන්නේ. කීයද? 45,000 එක තියෙනවනේ. Yes or no? The food expense, souvenir cost, whatever the gift pack cost of the retired 24 teachers, also you have to cover it, no? Yes or no? උන්ගේ සල්ලි එන්නේ නැහනේ. You are not getting any money from them, no? We have to cover the retired 24 teachers, whatever that 1,000, 2,100 cost also. The 2,100 cost also you have to cover. එතන කීයක් එනවද? 8,400. Calculate and see. මගේ මූණ බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා. බලපන්. 24 into 2,100 is 84,000, right? 84,000. Correct? No. How much is that? 50,400. එහෙම කියපන් ඉතින්. 50,400. So you are the project chairperson now, or project treasurer, whatever. You are doing this evaluation. Macha, all this amount, that this amount, decoration, this amount. Separately, we have a cost of 45,000. And from the retired teachers, 24 teachers, enalu macha, they are participating. For them, we have to give refreshment. For them, we have to give the souvenir. For them, we have to give the gift pack. So for those 24 teachers also, we have an expense. Unavoidable. 24 එනවා කිව්වා. Then somehow you have to cover this entire cost of how much people? 95,400 you have to cover. Somehow you have to cover. Yes or no? So these are practical things. That's what I'm telling. අර කටපාඩම් theory කියොත් ඔයා අනා ගන්නවා මේක. You have to understand it. Okay, macha. Now, how to find this 95,400? How to find this 95,400? Somehow now you need money 95,400. Somehow you need now 95,400. Not available, no, unavailable. 45,000 is the whole decoration. Other charges, may charges. That 24 teachers are also coming. Look. For them, we have to give the food and all. So 95,400, you have to somehow find it. Increase the ticket price. No. Now they're asking how many. Now how we can find this 95,400 people. Each active teacher getting අපේ පොකට් එකට කීයක් එනවා? 900 rupees එනවනේ. Yes or no? From each active teacher, we are getting a 900 rupees. From that we can cover shape එක. Yes or no? Then how many active teachers should participate? 95,400 divided by 900. How much is that? 106 active teachers. 106 active teachers. If 106 active teachers participate, project එක no loss නැතුව කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So what's your target now? Somehow taking 106 active teachers in. මොකදයි project එකේ target එක ඔයා තියාගන්න ඕනේ. තේරුණාද? දැන් committee එක ඔයා committee meeting එකේදී කියනවා මචං boys and girls here see retired 24 Naki uncles and aunties are coming. So for them we have to give the food and all, no machan. So there is a cost of 50,400 for those buggers. Now it is unavoidable. They said they will be coming. And 45,000 from other side machan, we have to incur for the whole decoration charges and all. So 95,400 for sure we will have a cost machan. Okay. Active teachers lagin salli ganna one api. So each active teacher we are getting 3,000. For them we have a cost of only 2,100. That means from each active teacher ape pocket එක 900 එනවා. Yes or no? So from these 900 we can cover that 95,400 cost. Then machan our target should be 106 active teachers කොහොම හරි ගෙන්න ගන්න ඕනි event එකට. That's the target. No surplus. If they want to earn surplus, ඉතින් ඔක්කොම teachers ලෙන්න ඕන. If more than 106 comes, as she is telling, as Sanuli is telling, if more than 106 comes, what will happen? 107th teacher coming, you will be getting 900 rupees, no? Charity donation, surplus. 108th teacher coming, another 900 rupees that you are getting, no? What is that? Charity donation. From that you are getting a learning now. After the break even, whatever the contribution that you are generating is the profit. After the break even, whatever the contribution that you are generating is profit. If a retired teacher doesn't, if Katandar dan never, then 24 retired teachers are coming, okay. Yes, if a retired teacher doesn't come also, then it's like this. ඔයා මේ food එක අරව මේ වරන් තිබ්බොත් කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. If you didn't buy, not a problem. Then you can keep that money with you. Okay. If you have bought the food, if you have printed the book, then can't help. Then you eat the food. Organizing committee eat the food. Yes. That 24 retired teachers lage variable cost එක fix වෙනවා. ඒක තමයි කිව්වේ අර understanding එකෙන් වැඩේ කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Right now. So that's a nice one. So this kind of tricky one question will be there. So you will see retired teachers. Already total fixed cost, retired teachers 24. Already you have a total fixed cost of 45,000. Now this retired teachers 24 buggers cost එකත් burden for us. Unavoidable. Okay. Done. Now let's move to the next one. හරි. මෙදා වාර මොකද්ද කරන්නද? අපි හදමු computers. Get together organize කරලා ඉවරයි දැන්. දැන් මොකද්ද කරන්න යන්නේ? Computers හදන්න යනවා. Computers. We are going to make computers. Read it. A company is planning to manufacture computer by assembling imported components for the use of differently able school children. The selling price of a computer is decided as how much? Underline 50,000. Expected cost is as follows. So look at the requirement, people, what they're asking. Monthly. Yeah? So this question we are going to do it for a kiyapang ba? Fasting bang kiyapang bang for a month. Okay. License fee. Fixed or variable? License fee, fixed or variable? Tell me. Fixed. Supervisor, fixed. Assembly worker, බලන්න per unit variable. Rent එක මෙතනම ගන්නකො divide by 12 and write it here. How much is that? 30,000, no? 30,000. Insurance, කියපන්. Fixed. Material, per unit, variable. Consultant, fixed. People, here they are asking us to indicate each item separately. Yeah, so we have to write it and show. We have to write it and show. One by one, we'll write it. License fee. $50,000. Supervisor 80,000. Supervisor 80,000. Rent 30,000. $360,000 divided by 12. So show it for the examiner. You show him. You know the stuff scale. Insurance 40,000. Consultant 100,000. Consultant. Get me the TFC. 50, 130, 160, 200, 300. Am I correct? Yes. one. Number 2, what are they asking? In our language, you tell me, people. In number 2, what are they asking in our language? අපේ භාෂාවෙන් කියන්න. Break හරියට කියන්න ඕනේ. Break even point quantity එක. Break even point quantity එක. So we'll calculate the contribution per unit first. This is how you can identify whether it is fixed or variable. That's the place where we started today. When the activity level changes, if the total value is changing, it is variable. If the total value is not changing, it is fixed. Now in this example, assembly worker per unit, no. So when he produced 2 units, 16,000. 3 units, 24,000. It is based on units. So it is a variable. But rent will not change based on the number of units, no. Supervisor salaries will not change number of units based on number of units. License fee will not change based on the number of units, no. It is given per month. Material cost per unit they have given. So 2 units 24,000, 3 units 36,000. That means when the units changes, if the cost is changing, that is variable. Consultant fee will not change based on the number of units. Consultant fee per month 100,000. එක unit එකක් වුණත් 50,000 units වුණත් 100,000 is 100,000. It will not change. So that is fixed. Clear, Fatima? Variable cost per unit. Assembly worker 8,000. Material cost is how much? 12,000. So altogether how much? 20,000. Then what's the contribution per unit? Tell me. 30,000. Contribution per unit 30,000. Then total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit 300,000 divided by 30,000. How many computers? 10 computers. Okay. Third one, what are they asking? Tell me in our language, people. Third one. Tell me in our language. Target profit quantity. Target profit quantity. So you practically think and tell me, will you? To cover the fixed cost, 10 computers. No? Yes or no? How much is the profit that you're expecting extra? 150. No? Each computer 30,000 you are getting. That means to get the 150, you have to sell another 5 computers. Then altogether, how many computers? 10 plus 5, it is 15 computers. Very practical, bang. So we'll write the formula and do total fixed cost plus target profit divided by the contribution per unit. 300,000 plus 150,000 divided by 30,000. That means 450,000 divided by 30,000. How many computers? 15 computers. These workings show these workings. Always show these workings. No need to write the formulas, show the workings. Okay. දැන් අර easy කතන්දර ඉවරයි යා. දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් tricky වෙනවා. Read it and understand what they are trying to say. What they are trying to say. Assembly worker දැන් ඔයා කොහොමද ගෙවන්නේ? Now how are you paying to the assembly worker? Right now you are paying per unit. Now you are going to change it from per unit to the monthly fixed cost. Yes or no? Monthly salary. That means from the variable, so if you give per unit, it is variable. No? Now it is changing for monthly salary. Monthly salary means, oh, एक computer assemble karat, 100 assemble karat, fixed. Salary is fixed. So your variable cost per unit changing, your total fixed cost is changing. So find the both. Find the both, people. New after the change කියලා ගමු. After the change. After the change. after the change. Selling price per unit is 50,000. Variable cost per unit, people, it will be only, tell me, only how much? 8,000 plus 12,000, only 12,000. Only 12,000. Then new contribution will be how much, people? New contribution will be 38,000. Contribution after the change. New fixed cost එකත් ගන්නකො after the change fixed cost. Already how much is there? 300,000 is there. Another how much people getting added? 80,000 getting added. So after the change, 380,000 is the total fixed cost after the change. After the change. Yes, Rida. Now find out the break even, people. 380,000 divided by 38,000. How many computers? 10 computers. 10 computers. So break even didn't change. Same thing. Issallath 10. Then kiyada 10. So then what you have to understand from there? Because of the decision that you are going to take, there is no impact on the break even number of units. Break even quantity. Done. Now go to the fifth one. Will read it properly. Yeah. On that, understand correct. Read it properly and understand it properly. Can anyone explain it to me? What they are trying to say there? What they are trying to say? This is another point. Now, certain students, they will mix it up with the question number 4. No. Question number 4 is an independent question. Question number 5 is an independent question. මේ දෙක connect කරන්න නැහැ. මේ no connection between these two. Okay. This question 5 is connected to the original question. So don't connect with the previous question. Question 4 is done, gone. That's a different one. Question 5 is a new one. So check with the original question. Original question එකත් එක්ක බලන්න. මෙන්න මේ set එකත් එක්ක. බලන්න. What they are trying to say. For the assembly worker, how much are we paying right now? Yonder. Tell me, for the assembly worker, how much are we planning to pay right now? 8,000. They are going to reduce it down to the 3,000. Yes or no? Then your variable cost is changing. So we'll find out the new contribution. Fifth one. After the change. Selling price per unit 50,000. Variable cost per unit kiyada 12,000 plus. හරියට කියන්න ඕනේ. 12,000 plus 12,000 plus ගාන කියවන could be reduced to reduced by නෙමෙයි reduce to දැන් ඉංග්‍රීසිත් කියලා දෙන්න ඕනේ බං උඹලට ඕක. It's not reduced by, it is reduced to 3,000. Okay, not reduced by 3,000. It is reduced to 3,000. 8,000 coming down to 3,000. Okay, it is reduced to 3,000. මේ ඉංග්‍රීසි බන් දැන් මට ඉංග්‍රීසි ගන්නන්න බෑ උඹලට. හරිද? Reduced by 3,000 means what? 8,000 minus 3,000, then 5,000. That's English. This is reduced to 3,000. Then tell me the variable cost. 15,000. Then how much is the contribution? 35,000. 35,000. Hari. Done. Wait. Listen, will you know? What is my current total fixed cost? Everyone tell me. Online people also tell me. What is my current total fixed cost? Taggala කියන්න ඕනේ. What is my current total fixed cost? I have amount of how much? Yepa, online. Ado, online. 300,000. 300,000. But people, මෙන්න මේක වරද්ද ගන්නවා සමහරව. What is this? Annual ලා. එහෙනම් මෙතනම ලියා ගන්න divided by 12 15,000. Divided by 12 15,000. Because we are doing it for a month. Then how much is the total fixed cost after the change? Total fixed cost after the change. 315,000. Now find the new break-even people. 315 divided by 35,000. How many computers? 9 computers. It seems to be a better decision. No? Originally our break-even was 10 computers. If you take this decision, reducing the labor cost by 5,000, that means reducing it down to 3,000. And if you automate it, you can reduce the break-even. You can bring the break-even down to 9 computers. It's a better decision. But Pau, our assembly worker to tamai short එක හම්බෙන්නේ 8,000 හම්බ කරපු එකාට දැන් හම්බෙන්නේ 3,000 because of the automation of the process. මොකටයි වෙන්නේ ඉතින් technology කොහොම තමයි short එක දෙන්නේ. automation කියලා වටන් ගන්නවා ඊට පස්සේ artificial intelligence වෙලා full job එකටම short එක වදිනවා. ඊට පස්සේ job එක නැහැ. අර 8,000 ගත්ත එකාට දැන් හම්බෙන්නේ 3,000. For you to break even, you have to sell 10 computers. Now, only 9 computers. Understood? Low is good, no? Easy to sell, no? Easy to sell 10 computers or 9 computers? 9 computers. You can recover your cost fast. Okay. Okay, we'll do the question 2019. We'll do the question 2019. No, not 18 minutes. If it is 20 marks, 18 minutes, yes. If it is a 20 mark question, 18 minutes, but for these questions, it won't take that much of time. For these questions, it won't take that much of time. You can do it fast. We'll do 2019, will you? හරි දැන් කම්පියුටර් හදලා ඉවරයි මෙදා පාර මොකද්ද කරන්නේ ට්‍රිප් එකක් යනවා ට්‍රිප් එකක් හරිද අපි දැන් ට්‍රිප් එකක් යනවා අර ට්‍රිප් ඕගනයිස් ඔයා තමයි හරිද in families also there will be a person the main person little old person he will sit and organize the trip so now you are that person you are going to organize a trip okay the school is planning its annual staff trip staff ලා යන්නේ ළමයි නෙමෙයි කවන්නේ අපි staff වෙන්නේ you are the head of staff. The following information has been extracted from the trip by the accounting teacher of the school. Gon teacher කෙනෙක් නම් ඉවරයි. Trip එක කෙලින්ම loss තමයි වෙන්නේ. බලමු. Fee charge per teacher. How much they are planning to charge from a teacher? 1,500. So that's our sales. That's our selling price per unit. Then people here variable cost should be what? Any cost per teacher. Per teacher වෙච්ච ගමන් ඒක variable cost. තේරෙනවා scene එක? Once it become per teacher, it is variable cost. Kෑම cost per teacher, අර cost per teacher, මේ cost per teacher. Per teacher means variable. Hiring charges. Bus. Bus is fixed or variable. Bus එකක් ගන්නවා නම් බා එක teacher කෙනෙක් ආවත් 40 teachers ලාවත් 40,000 you have to pay. 40,000 bus fee will not change, bus charge will not. මේ පාර යන බස් එකේ නෙමෙයි යන්නේ. හරිද? We are going to rent out a bus. We are going to rent out a bus. Okay. ඒව කියන්නේ බාබා. Answer. Okay. And this is an important point that they have highlighted. One bus capacity is only 40. Yeah? If there are 41 teachers. If there are 41 teachers. 2 buses. Yes or no? Think practically. If there are 41 teachers, 2 buses. Then 40,000 directly will go up to how much? 80,000. ඒක හිතලා කරන්න ඕනේ. 40,000 directly will go up to 80,000 if 41 teachers are there. Okay. Driver and assistant per bus. Underline per bus. Per bus. Refreshment per teacher not given. So what is this, people? Variable cost per unit. Variable cost per unit not given. Variable cost per unit not given. Number of teachers required to cover the total cost. Tell me in our language, what is this? Online kattiyat kiyanne. Number of teachers required to cover the total cost. Our language, tell me, what is that? Break-even point quantity. Break-even point quantity is given. Break-even point. ලියාගන්න මේවා ලියාගන්න. Break-even point quantity is given. Maximum teachers are 120. මෙතන දීලා තියෙන number of teachers traveling per bus is limited to the seating capacity. දැන් උඹලා ගියයි sir 41 ආව නම් අර ටීචර්වත් කොහොම හරි නග්ගගෙන යමු driver ගේ seat එක උඩ ඉඳවමු කියලා. එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. If there are 41 teachers, you have to take how many buses? 2 buses. Okay, you have to take 2 buses. Fine. So they are asking us to find the total fixed cost. How to find it in this question? They are not asking the break-even point. They are asking us to find the total fixed cost. Fixed cost we can find. Yes, fixed cost we can find. So we'll find it, people. How many teachers? 120, no? Then how many buses we need? Tell me. How many buses? 1 bus at the bus. How many bus? 3 buses. How many driver conductors? 3 sets. Yes or no? So here into 3, here into 3. How much? 120. Here 6. So මෙහෙම කරන්න එපා අපු. Paper 2 no. Write it properly and do. Buses 40 into 3, 120. Driver assistant 2,000 into 3. Altogether, how much is that, people? 126,000. Number 2. How to calculate the contribution per teacher, people? How to calculate the contribution per teacher? Tell me. They have not given the variable cost. Selling price is given. Selling price is given. Variable cost is not given. Anyone? They have given the BP quantity. They have given. So tell me, BP quantity equals total fixed cost divided by the Contribution per unit. Contribution per unit. Contribution per unit. So break-even quantity is given people 100 teachers. Total fixed cost is 126,000. We found it. Then what is the contribution per teacher? X. X හොයන්න. X equals 1,260. Contribution per unit කියලා ලියන්න එපා කැතයි. Per teacher. Contribution per teacher. Third one. Refreshment expense කියන්නේ මොකක්ද ළමයි? මොකක්ද ඒක? What is this? Variable cost per unit. Tell me. Selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. කියන්නකෝ. කියපන්කෝ බං. Contribution per unit. So contribution per unit we found it. 1260. Selling price per unit they have given 1,500. Then what's the variable cost per unit ළමයි? කියන්න 240. 240 වලට මොන රිෆ්‍රෙෂ්මන්ට්ද බං? පාන් කෑල්ලක්වත් දෙන්න බෑ. ඔව්. අමන්නේ 2019 වලනේ. බෝම්බේ ගහපු අවුරුද්දනේ. ගඩබඩ බෝම්බේ කාලා. 240. Done. Question 4. Question 4, what are they asking? Margin of safety, quantity and the rupee value people. So, quantity again, it's the difference between budget and the break even. No? Budgeted quantity maximum එක තියෙනවා 120. Break even quantity 100. What's the gap people? 20 teachers. 20 teachers. Budgeted value 120 into 1,500. Break even point sales value 100 into 1,500. Then here 180,000. Here 150,000. How much is that? 30,000. Yes. Am I correct? So this is only one way. Yeah? You can directly multiply 20 from 1,500. Still you will get the same answer. If not, you can. නෑ profit හොය හොය දඟල ඉන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මේකේ. So Amma, it's the gap between budget and the break even, margin of safety. Yes. Yes. 20 teachers into 1,500 also will give you the same answer. Fifth. Surplus. If all the teachers participate. Surplus if all the teachers participate. Quickly prepare the income statement. ගහන්න. Total sales minus total variable cost is equal to the Total contribution minus the total fixed cost is equal to the profits. All the teachers participate. All 120 teachers participate. 180,000. How much is 120 into 240? කීයද ළමයා? කීයද? තනියම කරන්න එපා බම්. තනියම කන්න එපා. මට දීලා කාපන්. කියපන්. 28,800. This one. ඔයාලා හදන්න නැත්තම් මං හදනවා. හරිද? 151,200. Total fixed cost, how much is that? 126,000. How much is the profit? 35,200. If all the teachers participate, 35,200. 25,200. 25,200. Good project. මාසෙකට සැරයක් ට්‍රිප් එකක් එක්කගෙන ගියා නම් කට්ටියම 25,200 එකක් පොකට් එකට දාගන්න පුළුවන් ෂේප් එකේ. Once a month trip. This 1,500 no charge. Shape එකේ 25,000 one day earning. Think and see will teachers ලාට කියනවා trip එකක් යමු කියලා one day 25,000 පොකට් එකට දාගත්තා. Every month going a trip. weekly ගියත් weekly 25,000. ආයෙ නිකන්. සුපිරිනේ. Okay. People, this same 25,200 you can get it in different way also. I didn't give that note. I wanted to give. දෙන්න ගිහිල්ලා දුන්නේ නැහැ. I told you. After the break even, all the contribution is equal to the profit. ආගන්නකො. So let's take Mr. A's laptop example. To cover all the fixed cost 200,000, he had to sell 5 laptops. Sixth laptop he is selling. He is getting a 40,000 to his pocket. No? Yes or no? Seventh laptop he is selling. He is getting another 40,000 to his pocket. So after the break even, every unit that you sell, the contribution that you are getting is the profit. Now he also say 120 teachers are expecting to come. 100 is the break even. Then top of the break even, how many teachers are there? 20 teachers are there. Yes or no? From each teacher, we are getting a contribution of 1,260. What's the value that you are getting? Multiply and take. 1,260 into 20. 25,200. ඒකත් ලියා ගන්නකො. After the break even, all the contribution is equal to the profit. After the break even. After the break even. After the break even, contribution generated is equal to profit. After the break. Break even කරාට පස්සේ. After the break even, contribution is equal to the profit. Sixth one. So what's the easiest way to do it, people? So when you are going on the trip, you can't make losses. Zero profits are the end. If only 90 teachers comes, how much fee should be charged? What's the easiest way to do? Income statement take gala hoyanna. That's the easiest way. If 90 teachers, that's the easiest way. Total sales minus the total variable cost is the total contribution. Total fixed cost is the profit. 90 teachers. 90 teachers. So this is what they're asking us to find. 240. So we can't make losses. Total fixed cost got the carefully. 90 teachers, how many buses you need? 3 buses. Thank you. If it becomes 70 teachers, only 2 buses. Carefully karannone gaana. Therna scene. Here it is 90 teachers. You need 3 buses. If it becomes 70 teachers, you need only how many buses? 2 buses. Then the fixed cost will be 84,000 only. Bus වලට 40,000, drivers ladder 2,000. Likewise 2. You will have a fixed cost of only 84,000. So carefully karanna ඕනේ. Here 90 teachers in the fine. If it is 70 teachers, you need only 2 buses and 2 drivers. So here fine. 126,000. 126,000. Variable cost is how much, people? 19 to 240. But 24,000 minus 2,400, 21,260. The 216,000, 21,600, no? Yes. How much should be the total sale? 100 and 600 at the end only. 147,600. Yes. Then get me the ticket price. Get me the ticket price. $107,600 divided by 90. 1,640. Minimum one teacher should give you how much? 1,640. Done hai. Done means for the day done. So in the next session, people, there is a tiny part we have to do. So plan for the next session is like this. Sensitivity karno and charts tika karno. Sensitivity and the charts. Another how many big questions are there, people? 2. 2 big questions are there. Then MCQs. These are the 4 things for the next session. මොනවාද හතර ආයි කිය? Sensitivity, charts ටික කරන්න ඕනේ, remaining big questions and the MCQs. Okay. So with that, you will be perfectly okay with this 28 marks. So whatever the time that you invest, people, invest it properly by thinking to get this 28 marks somehow. That's it. Online people, physical have any questions? Yes or no? No questions. Online people, if you have any questions, ask. If there are no questions, post a no and leave. Bye bye. Jai. Good luck.